To say Johnson chart.
Well, good evening and welcome to the City Council meeting, Sunbury, December 3rd, 2025. Would you please join me and stand for a silent prayer and pledge of allegiance? Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey. Thank you for that. Looks like we should go in a roll call. Ms. Swain, if you would, please.
Mr. Capel?
Yes.
Ms. Strayer? Here. Mr. Ghost?
Here.
Mr. Grumney?
Here.
Mr. Martin?
Here.
Mrs. Cooper? Here. Mayor St. John is absent, 6 present, we have quorum.
Okay, thank you very much. First thing of order for business tonight is on the agenda is a public hearing to consider a proposed amendment to the development plan for the Meadows at Sunbury Apartments. The amendment proposes to remove an 8-foot fence and replace it with enhanced landscaping along the southern property line on the west side of Sunbury Meadows Drive. So just to go through a little bit about the format of tonight's public hearing, we have our representing the city attorney, Vic Whitney, who will review the process for reviewing public comment or receiving, public comment and propose exhibits to be entered into the public record. The applicant will provide an overview of the proposed changes to the development plan. Members of council may ask questions of the applicant. Staff will be asked to provide any additional comments regarding the proposed amendment and answer questions from council. Members of the audience wishing to provide public comment will be invited to the lectern to share their remarks. Each speaker will be granted a maximum of 3 minutes to speak. And the applicant may be invited back to the podium to address comments raised by the public or to answer additional questions from members of city council. And then at that point, we will close the hearing. A couple of other instructive items to add before we begin this hearing. A public hearing, just as a reminder, is not a conversation with city council. If you ask questions, you may not necessarily receive a response. The purpose of the public hearing is to share the public's comments on the proposed ordinance. If you're asked a clarifying question by a member of council, please do not speak over them so the stenographer can clearly capture the exchange. And then finally, a first reading of the ordinance is scheduled this evening, amending the development plan. Again, that's in later tonight's council meeting, but no action will be taken. So at this point, I will turn it over to Mr. Whitney to go over the procedures.
Thank you, Mr. Grumney.
Yeah.
Good evening. As Mr. Grumney indicated, I'm Vic Whitney. I'm legal counsel to Sunbury Council tonight, representing the city law director. As Mr. Grumney indicated, the first item on tonight's agenda is this public hearing on the Meadows at Sunbury Apartments amendment to the development plan. As you can see, there's a stenographer present. She's taking notation of everything that's being said during this public hearing. So in a moment, as Mr. Grumney indicated, there will be an opportunity for the applicant and then in turn members of the community who are here tonight to come up to the lectern and provide a comment as to the proposed amendment. When you are asked to come up by Mr. Grumney or directs you to come up, please push the lectern. As you see, there's a microphone there. Please speak clearly and slowly into the microphone. State your full name and your address as soon as you arrive so we can make sure we know who you are for purposes of the record. And then please limit your comments to 3 minutes, as Mr. Grumney indicated. Again, the council may or may not ask questions of you when you're speaking. If you ask questions of them, they may or may not respond, as this is just an opportunity for you to provide comment. But if council members do ask you questions or speak during the time you're at the lectern, please don't speak over them. Allow them to ask their question or speak fully, and then you may respond so that the stenographer can make sure we have a clear record and take down what everybody is being said. So at this point, if you believe that you may wish to offer any comment on this public hearing on this application for the proposed amendment to the development plan, I'm going to ask you to stand up and raise your right hand and be sworn in. If you are sworn in and you decide later that you don't want to give comment, that's totally fine. But if you do want to give a comment, you must be sworn in. So anybody at this point in time who feels like they may want to give comment on this application, please stand up and raise your right hand so the stenographer can swear us in. Go ahead.
solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Yep.
And finally, Mr. Grumney, before turning it back over to you, I do have 3 exhibits that I'd like to move to admit into the record. I have marked as Exhibit A, a 5-page document, which is the notice of the public hearing that was posted and was sent to the affected landowners, as well as the proof of mailing to those affected landowners. So that's a 5-page document marked as Exhibit A. I then have a 2-page document marked as Exhibit B, which is the current development site plan that was already approved. It's the already approved site plan is Exhibit P or Exhibit B, which is 2 pages. And then Exhibit C is the proposed amendment to the site plan. So with that, I would move to admit Exhibits A, B, and C into the record.
We accept those exhibits. Thank you very much, Mr. Whitney. Okay, I think that moves us then if we could have the applicant come up to the lectern there and listen.
Thanks, Tom.
Mhm.
Jim Olin, Romeo Hughes, 140 West Rock Road, West Deerville, 43082. So we're here about our apartment site that we got built. In the original zone, there was a fence to go along the southern border of the project itself. Vince Romanelli, who's overseen almost all the development for the apartments and the landscaping, is taking up his personal touch on this thing. When that mound was finally built, he looked at the mound, he already purchased the 8-foot fence, and just said, this is gonna be a problem, and it's gonna be tough to stand the test of time. And so what we did is, we came up first with a drawing. It was kind of like a guideline, a template, for our landscapers to go in there and just to see if we could make the neighbors to the south, because I know a lot of them were happy hearing from a lot of them raised a lot of concerns with the process. So we wanted to at least do the first couple of houses to make sure that, hey, is there something that we can do? Can we show you that we can do a better job than what that fence would do? Make it more aesthetically pleasing, stand the test of time a little better. So we started out with the first couple of houses in order to break up some of the lighting from the parking, to make sure you can sort of shield the view residents from the apartment site. So we kind of did that first test case. We carried it all the way through, but we really focused on the first couple of houses. And we wanted to make sure that we were able to start there. If people were happy about what we did, we would continue it on down through the process. So like I said, we've already purchased the fence. I brought Gary Smith here from G2 Planning to talk about some of the tree species and some of the things that we're going to do. But really wanted to make sure that we could show, it's easy. If you look at a piece of paper and you see these little dots, it's hard to tell exactly what you're going to get. Or when you go out there and you put it in practice, and I think you'll find today that I think people are pretty pleased. We're not done yet. We're still filling in gaps in that tree line, but I think that for the most part, I think hopefully we'll hear some positive reviews from that. One of the other things that we did commit to is to continue to work with the homeowners. I know it's winter time now. We continue to work with those homeowners. And the other thing that was important to some people is making sure we have as-built of that mound once it's completed. It's not complete yet, but once that mound is completed, we're going to do as-built for that mound. So in the event a tree or shrub or something dies, it's going to be the responsibility of the apartment project to go back in and replace those trees where necessary. So that's all I had for today. So open questions, and I said here to
Go ahead,
Do
Mr.
you
Murray.
have any photos of what you showed the people other than just these drawings that were?
We started out with just a drawing, and it's been a working process. So
Okay.
we've gone through, we've put a row in, we've worked with the neighbors. I'm sure some of them will speak here today.
But you don't have any pictures of the row you put in or anything at this point?
We didn't.
Okay, all right.
I just say, so I have seen what you've started, I would say it'd be like the third or maybe 2 or 3 houses that you, or excuse me, of the apartments that you've already started working on, and it's looking good. The idea though is to continue that on all the way to the end of that other side of the apartment complex.
Yeah, some areas, and I think the homeowners will agree, don't be as dense in some of those areas because there was already tree growth already in those locations. But again, we're gonna keep going until
Yeah.
people are happy with it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Deb, because, just hearing from the residents earlier, they're worried about light and screening of scenes. So, those are my two big things we want to make sure we take care of along that process. So,
And we had pictures, but I think it changes almost daily that we're about to find out. As we keep on coming back and take a look, we add a little bit more than keep.
yeah, very good. Any other questions? Great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, I think then we look at staff to see if there's additional comments.
Yeah, not much more to add, except to say this, the Planning and Zoning Commission recommendation for approval was contingent upon meeting with the residents and developing an as-built plan. So as the applicant has indicated, that's their commitment. And so that's at the end of the day, ultimately what we'll ask you to approve. And then the final thing I would add is we'll get the staff out and at least take a snapshot of the images and get that to council members before the next meeting, just so you're aware of the current status of the plan.
Okay. Thank you, Daryl. Appreciate it. I think that takes us to the anyone in the audience wishing to speak to a city council. Now would be the time. So if you would like to speak, if you would just state your name and address, and please keep your comments to 3 minutes.
So if I could, I do have a couple of notes, so I'll be keeping time. When you got a minute to go, got 30 seconds to go.
All right.
We're getting fancy here.
Oh, wow.
All right, we're ready.
My name is Larry Mead. I live at 2432 Common Drive. He was referring to my house as one of those test sites. I do have to say that I've been working with Jay with Romanelli and Mark Seminello, which is the company I think has been putting in the trees and the shrubs and so on. I have had several concerns with the lighting of cars coming through, shining in the back of our house and our rooms. At this point, they've added additional trees that I've asked for. They've also added additional shrubs that I've asked for. As of this morning, I did speak with Jay, and there's still another area that I was still worried about. And he told me they talked to Vince and they said they'll take care of that. So as the weather permits. So as long as they can do that, I think we're on the right track. As far as my property goes, as far as the screening, the height, and the block is now 100%, I can't tell you until enough traffic starts to come through there. But from what I've gathered, and I've did a couple test runs, if they take care of that other area, which is the lower sections of those trees, because some of them are pretty sparse at the bottom, until those actually get full growth, I think I'll be okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mead. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to come up and speak?
Good evening, Linda Nemeth, 2352 Common Bench. As Larry had said, he's down at the beginning end. We are at the far west end, and it's where the property comes and turns towards the northern side of the apartment property. They have done a pretty good job filling in some trees, but it's still pretty sparse down on that end there. It would be good if they could fill in some of the open areas where the trees don't quite come together and make a nice barrier there. I understand what Larry's saying about the lights going through, because as the cars come through that back driveway, they shine along all of the homes in the back there. So they can take care of that. And as far as meeting with the residents, we have heard nothing from Romanelli's area about meeting with any of us over on that side of the road, down that far. So it would be nice to speak with them to find out what their end game plan is. That's all.
Thank you very much. Anyone else like to speak? Okay, I guess I would, go ahead, please. Yes. Yeah.
Number one, I'm sorry, we haven't gotten to your residence yet.
Would you state your name again for the?
Sure, Jim Owen, with Romanelli Use, 148 Freshhouse Road. I'll give you my number over on it, and maybe Jay's slowly working his way down the line, but I'll personally go and see it.
Okay, I appreciate it. So obviously the project's not done. There's room for discussion and continued, improvement. So thank you from the residents for your feedback. I think this is a great example of the community and the builder working together to get to a resolution that's satisfactory, for all. So I appreciate everyone, working together to make this happen. So thank you to the community and thank you to Romanelli and Hughes for doing that. Do we have are there any other questions for Romanelli and Hughes at this time? Okay. Okay, I think then that closes this public hearing. So I need a motion to, close the hearing.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, moved by Mr. Martin and second by Mr. Capel, discussion. Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Capel.
Yes.
Ms. Strayer. Yes. Mr. Ghost,
Yes.
Mr. Grumney,
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper.
Yes.
6 yeas, motion passes.
All right, thank you again. Thank you for coming in and thank you residents, appreciate it. Okay, that moves us on to last meeting, November the 19th, actually, our minutes. Looking to approve those.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Go ahead.
Motion by Ms. Cooper,
Take it.
second by Mr. Ghost. Discussion? Okay, roll call, please. You're fine, son.
Mr. Ghost,
Yes.
Mr. Grumney,
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper. Yes. Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Ms. Strayer. Yes. Mr. Capel.
Yes.
6 yeas, minutes passed.
Thank you. Okay, that takes us to the visitors section. Do we have anyone in the audience today who would like to speak with council? Hey, everyone's looking behind them, seeing no one. We'll move on to committee reports. Mr. A.
I have none.
Okay, I will move to myself. We did have a zoning committee meeting last Monday. I had a couple important topics to discuss. The one that occupied the most time was talking about the piece of land in front of the communities of Sunbury, which is zone commercial. There's quite a bit of discussion about that piece of property, what it's going to be used for, concern from the residents on how that's going to be used. I do encourage any council member that has not had an opportunity to watch that. There's a lot of good information and good conversation and discussion points had by both the residents and the owner of the land. So please, if you have time, go back and look at that and see what went on. And then the second thing we covered in that particular meeting was Bell Stores gas station is looking to build a site at Cherry and Cheshire, kind of right at that corner right there. And zoning got a chance to look and approve the site plan. So another good discussion revolving around that. And that's it for zoning and for me.
All right, we had our services committee meeting just prior to this tonight. It was fairly packed, as it usually is. We started off talking about electric aggregation. So you might remember that we were only on a 1-year aggregation contract, so we're coming back up on those discussions again. So in our next council meeting, we're going to anticipate having some costs worked out or some potential packages put together that we'd need to move forward on sometime in January to get moving on aggregation. Just for the record, our current aggregation rate was at 9.45 cents per kilowatt hour and AEP is at 9.8. So it's still a savings, albeit a much more slight savings than has been in some of our previous years. Got a snow and ice update. So some of the highlights there, we've got a little extra snowplow equipment this year. So the street crews are happy to have that and able to make better use of it. We also, Carla explained to us a new bit of equipment that they've got that allows for the salt to be wetted as it's being spread, meaning that when it hits the road, it doesn't just bounce off into the gutters or all over the place. So that's kind of cool. I'd never heard of that before. We reviewed our 2026 capital projects. There's a lot of them. If you're super interested in it, I'll give you my packet or watch the meeting because there's a lot of stuff going on here in the city. Then we reviewed plans for grant funding potential for a school travel plan and active transportation plan. I won't go into those much, but it's geared towards the idea that we'll eventually have a master transportation plan. Columbus Street parking lot, there's pavers all out there, but they're a little bit behind because of the snow this week. So it's probably not going to be ready for the 5th for the Christmas on the Square. But it'll be there to look at least. And then finally, the Delco Waterline project that's on Cherry Street is still on schedule to complete by Christmas. Although if we have more weather like this, who knows? So that's my update.
Thank you. Ms. Cooper?
Yeah, we had a Parks and Rec meeting earlier today, and the highlight of that meeting was that we will be going out to bid for the J.R. Smith Park project on December 12th. So Nebraska has already gotten calls of interest, so she's taken that as a really good sign. And we are hopeful that J.R. Smith would be completed mid-2026, completed, depending if supplies are in and everything goes according to plan. But we're really hopeful to get that going, get that splash pad out there, and
Well, it's
And
still
yeah.
summer.
while it's still warm out. So
Yeah.
we also talked about Alyssa has turned in our Tree City USA application. She said we've been a Tree City USA for 17 years. So she's working on that. And she has a group going, a forestry group going with Miss Odebrowski and Aaron Noblet and Jake Stockmaster. And they've been working a little bit more year round and getting things organized, and just so that when applications and growth awards and things like that come available, they have easy access to the information because they've been working on it and they meet a couple times a year, it sounds like. So she is on it. And then just a reminder, as Mr. Keppel said, there's Christmas on the Square this Saturday from 4 till 8. You'll be home in plenty of time to watch the game. Tree lighting is at 7. The parade is at 5:30. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Martin?
No.
All right, and Mr. Ghost?
Nothing here, Mr. Roden.
All right, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Moving along to the police report. We have Chief Howard here tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Grumley. Just a few things we want to highlight and go over. We've had some vehicle break-ins here recently with some suspicious activity. Don't leave your valuables out where they can be seen. Make sure you're locking your garage door. I mean, it is the season where these guys are coming in and they want your stuff. So I know we had the last time this happened, we had some incidents where they actually went into garages and then were able to get into your house because you don't lock the man door in the garage. We have people out that are claiming to be with AEP now as well. And they're wanting in your house, they're wanting on your computer, they're wanting to use your phone. AEP is not going to do that. Don't let these people in your house, on your computer. If they do show up, for a while, our 965-1411 number was down. Delaware County had switched phone providers and we were getting flooded with calls that when people were trying to get a hold of us, it was saying our number was no longer in service. So that problem has been fixed. You can call that now. If you feel that it's a threat or you feel you're unsafe, just call 911. Don't worry about anything else. We want to thank Officer Whiteside and Wilson. They volunteered to take the team down to Crew Stadium for the playoffs. We've heard some grumbling about how the kids were upset, and obviously they were, but we want them to know that the community's proud of them. They played hard and they didn't come out of that as losers. So I'll go over the radar signs. I don't have patrol stats tonight because the dispatchers that pulled that for us are in training and they're not out till tomorrow. So on the radar signs, you see there Heartland Meadows at GRE. We had 7,500 cars, almost 7,600. The average speed was 22.6. Millstone at Titleist, 3,000 cars, and the average speed was 19.1. Sunbury Meadows at Yarrow, almost 4,500 cars at 22.8 miles per hour. And High Street near Harrison, there was 4,200 cars, and we were at 21.5. The next locations will be South Old 3 near Southview, Fairland Drive, Prairie Run, and North Miller Drive. And if you don't have any questions, that's all I had.
Is it safe to assume that the speed limit in each of these locations is 25?
25, yes.
Okay.
Any other questions for Chief? Thank you, Chief. Thank you for the officers who escort the football team. Nothing to be ashamed of there. I mean, we went generations with the football team not doing a whole lot. So this is amazing in a short period, relatively short amount of time. They've had a lot of success. Yes. So, but thank you to you guys for being a part of that and getting them there and with pride there. So appreciate it. All right. Some people get excited for Christmas. I get excited for the administrative report. So Daryl, wow.
John wants something.
Yeah, well, I don't have much to report.
Okay, all right.
And maybe that's what gets you excited. Think about it.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'll note, the zoning report is in here for November of 25. I think we've talked a little bit about this already. New building permits are down a little bit, but from the previous 2-year highs, but consistent with where we've been in 2022, I think is the data. So roughly 260 plus housing units under development this year. That includes some multifamily and some single family homes as well. So Rolling Hills neighborhood is essentially done. Magnolia Park, Price Ponds, and Ravines are all at about 50% completed. And then the other subdivisions are less than that. So, and then the only other thing I would note is Eastern Delaware County Joint Recreation District met again earlier this week. The focus following the town hall meeting that we talked about at the last meeting has been to focus a little bit on youth sports and youth activity. So we are putting together a focus group of leaders in the community to talk to the consultants about that, which I think we anticipate is probably going to happen in early January. So we'll do the outreach to the local leaders there. And then there has been a little bit of discussion about when the next public meeting will happen. I did talk to the consultants. It looks like probably it's late January, early February at this point. I don't have a specific date, but again, there'll be plenty of time for us to promote that event after the new year. And that's it, unless anyone has any questions.
I have a question. Is Pizzuti isn't going to be at the January 12th meeting, right? Or will they be?
I don't know. It'll depend on kind of what we have to report at that point. I might have them
Will
there.
they be coming back to the JRD? They're coming back to talk about the survey results, right?
Well, yeah, I will either have them back with to talk about the survey results, or we'll get a report from them that I'll share with the board. So whether or not there's a representative from Pizzuti Solutions there, I don't know. I haven't really decided yet.
Okay.
And we did talk a little bit about where the survey is at this point. They were checking just to kind of see what the current number is. And again, I alerted them that we'd like to at least give a 1-week notice to the public that we're going to shut that down. So I don't have the definitive schedule on that, but that's at least the plan once we determine when that'll be shut down.
And you said at that meeting that there was over 900.
Yeah, the last meeting, yes, 902 at our last check.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hennessy. I appreciate it. I think Ms. Odebrowski, that brings us to the engineer's report.
Thank you. Mr. Capel covered a good amount of the updates that we have today. I don't have any pictures in my report. However, I will put a plug in for the services committee. There's a PowerPoint presentation with pictures showing the sites that will have 2026 capital improvements. So just one more plug if you want to go and either listen to it or you can reach out to me. I'm happy to share a PDF version of it so that you can see some of the sites that will be under construction next year. For the East Granville or 37 widening project, the designs will be at 30% this month. So I anticipate getting the first submittal so we can look at the final alignment and start looking for any issues that we see in the field and have a better idea of what right of way and construction impacts will be. For the 2026 street improvement plan design, I did want to let everybody know that the design team will be out before Christmas doing some surveying on Vernon Street, Cherry Street at South Morning Street, and on North Miller close to where McDonald's and Wendy's are located. So if you get questions about people out marking lines or flags being out, that's what they're doing in preparation for some of the improvements we have in next year's street program. And I know Mr. Keppel slightly mentioned the master transportation plan, active transportation plan, and the school travel plan. Just wanted to make sure council was aware we are looking to have some of these comprehensive documents related to vehicular traffic, bike pedestrian movements in these documents. One of which the school travel plan is a key item that we would need to have if we want to be eligible for safe routes to school plans. With that, a resolution or ordinance from council is needed in support of the school travel plan. The application is not due until the end of March, so you'll be seeing that either at the next meeting or in January. We have plenty of time to get all of our ducks in a row and also continue to coordinate that travel plan with the school. And that's it for me. Any questions?
Any questions? All right, thank you very much. Appreciate the update.
Thanks, Carl.
Okay, that takes on the resolutions and ordinances. We have a couple resolutions and we have a whole lot of ordinances to get through tonight. As far as resolutions, there are no third readings. We have a second reading for resolution number 2025.28. Resolution accepting the roadway safety action plan, Safe Streets and Roads for All, presented by Verdantis, and directing city staff to work toward implementing the plan. And that is just a second reading. We do have a first reading, resolution number 2025.29, resolution as required by ORC 709.023C, setting forth municipal services that will be provided to 95.982 plus or minus acres of land in Trenton Township, Delaware County, Ohio, if annexed to the city of Sunbury, Ohio. And I do believe we're looking for a vote on this tonight. And Daryl, do you want to maybe just give a real high level recap of what this is?
Yeah, happy to do that. So this is a request to annex land into the city. This is land that's located adjacent to our existing industrial park. We do have the applicant in the room, Mr. Weaver, the family, the property owner, along with his attorney, if there are any questions for them. But at this point, looking to annex a little short of 100 acres of land, again, adjacent to our existing industrial park. The long-term plan is to zone it in a way that's consistent with the industrial park. So this is the first step in the process. Basically says that the city is prepared to provide services to the site. The property owner understands we don't have all the utilities to the site at the moment, but we do have a commitment to provide that. And then it goes to the county commissioners. They'll come back to the council for acceptance of the petition. So again, this is just the first step, but does need to be acted upon this evening in order to stay on schedule with the with statutory requirements. So yeah, we are asking for a vote this evening.
We have to start with a motion to suspend
We
the
do.
rules.
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Real quick, any questions for, would that for Mr. Weaver?
Unless there are any questions you have for them, I don't think we necessarily.
Okay, great. So we have a motion on the floor to suspend the rules by Mr. Martin. Second by Mr. Capel. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Capel,
Yes.
Mr. Ayer,
yes.
Mr. Ghost,
Yes.
Mr. Grumney,
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper,
Yes.
6 yeas, motion passes.
Motion on resolution 2025.29.
Motion by Mr. Martin. Second by Mr. Capel. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Capel,
Yes.
Mr. Ayer,
Yes.
Mr. Ghost,
Yes.
Mr. Grumney,
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper,
Yes.
6 yeas, motion passes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, that moves us into ordinances. We do have a third reading or a few third readings here. Ordinance number 2025.31, an ordinance providing for the issuance and sale of bonds and a maximum principal amount of $3,500,000 for the purpose of paying the costs of improving the city's municipal recreational facilities at J.R. Smith Park, including parking areas, walkways, restrooms, playground areas and equipment, multi-use athletic courts, landscaping, a shelter, bike trails, and a splash pad together with all necessary, oh boy, appurtenances, I don't know, there too, whatever. Yeah, and Ms. Cooper, I obviously talked about this just a bit ago, so we are looking to pass this evening.
I'll make that motion, and we now know why Mr. St. John is not here because he's not.
Yeah, we showed up, yeah.
Do it.
Next time I just say that one, I hope. Okay, so we have a motion.
I'll second.
by Ms. Cooper and a second by Mr. Martin. Discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Grumney?
Yes.
Mr. Ghost?
Yes.
Ms. Strayer? Yes. Mr. Capel?
Yes.
6 yeas, motion passes.
Okay, another third reading, ordinance 2025.32, an ordinance approving the final plat for Eagle Creek subdivision, section 3, and declaring an emergency. Looking for approval this evening.
A motion.
Okay, motion by Mr. Ghost, and I'll second.
So do we need to vote on?
Yes,
We need to
emergency?
make a motion.
Motion on the emergency, I'm sorry. Okay, motion on the emergency, apologize.
Yes,
And-
I'll make the motion on emergency.
And I'll second on that emergency. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Ghost?
Yes.
Mr. Grumney?
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper? Yes. Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Capel?
Yes.
Ms. Strayer? Yes. 6 yeas?
Looking for a motion on ordinance 2025.32.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Ghost, I'll second. Discussion? Yeah, roll call.
Mr. Ghost?
Yes.
Mr. Grumney?
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper? Yes. Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Strayer? Yes. Mr. Capel?
Yes.
6 yeas, motion passes.
Okay, thank you very much. And then we have ordinance 2025.33, an ordinance approving the final plat for Eagle Creek Highlands subdivision, section 1, and declaring an emergency. So it looks like we're looking for a motion on the emergency for this one as well.
Motion on the emergency.
Mr. Capel, motion.
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Cooper, discussion. A roll call, please.
Mr. Capel?
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Grumney?
Yes.
Mr. Ghost?
Yes.
Ms. Strayer? Yes. 6 yeas, motion passes.
Motion on ordinance 2025.33.
Second.
Okay, motion by Mr. Martin, second by Ms. Cooper, discussion.
Not-
Oh, not Mr. Martin, Mr. Capel, sorry.
That's all right.
Okay, roll call. Get me out of this.
Mr. Capel? Mrs. Cooper? Yes. Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Grumney?
Yes.
Mr. Ghost?
Yes.
Ms. Strayer? Yes. 6 yeas, motion passes.
Okay, good. I think
Just be
we're,
careful what you say. People do listen.
yeah, I know. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So, okay, we're in the second
April get
reading.
it right when she says that.
Right. So, okay, so I think we're done voting for the evening, I hope, so we'll see. The second reading, ordinance number 2025.35, an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to accept a right-of-way easement from Sunbury Development LLC to the city of Sunbury and declaring an emergency. Again, these are readings only. Ordinance 2026.01, an ordinance to approve expenses and other expenditures of the city of Sunbury, Delaware County, state of Ohio during the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2026 and ending December 31, 2026. Ordinance number 2026.02, an ordinance adopting wage and salary structures for the city of Sunbury for the fiscal year commencing January 1, 2026. It takes us to first readings, ordinance number 2025.36, an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to execute a tax increment financing reimbursement agreement with Sunbury Development LLC. Ordinance number 2025.37, an ordinance declaring the improvement to a certain parcel of real property be of public purpose and exempt from taxation, establishing a municipal public improvement tax increment equivalent fund and providing for the collection and deposit of service payments into that fund, specifying the public infrastructure improvements directly benefiting the parcel and declaring an emergency. And then lastly, ordinance number 2025.38, an ordinance amending the southern boundary landscape screening plan for an approved planned commercial area development plan for the Meadows at Sunbury Apartments located at 400 Overland Drive, Sunbury, Ohio. Again, that's just the first reading. I think that takes us to new and unfinished business. So, Daryl, a little bit about, I think, the applicants we have for both city council and the board and commissions.
Yes, so included in your packet for information purposes only, all the applications we've received for the city council position, as well as the boards and commissions. So the plan at this point is to schedule an executive session for council at its next meeting I think we'll first tackle the issue of the council appointment and then comfortable at that point, move on to the boards and commission applications. So included in the packet, in addition to the boards and commission applicants, is a table that shows you all the boards and commissions that they've identified as their preferences. So you can begin to see kind of that people have applied for multiple boards and commission, or consideration for multiple boards and commissions. So that'll take a little bit of sorting through as well, which is again something council has done historically in the past. But that's where we stand at the moment, like I said. So if there are questions, let me know. But again, at this point, I just want you to know who the applicants are, see their resumes, think about it, and be ready for a more robust discussion in 2 weeks.
Sounds good. Okay, any questions on that? All right, that takes us to a special event permit policy and rental policy updates.
So again, this one, not asking for council action this evening, but we would like to have council action at the next meeting if at all possible, so we can get these policies into place, these updated policies into place for next year's scheduling of the town hall and for the upcoming events and commemorations. A lot of the stuff as it relates to the hall here, mostly formatting and not necessarily a lot of substantive matters. The policy for the special event permit, really just trying to capture some things that we've learned through the last couple of years, just to improve upon our practices. So again, I don't think there would be anything in there that surprises you, but if you do see something, let us know.
And Mayor St. John had made a comment at the last meeting, and we have edited that into.
Yeah, so there was a question about the street closures, the pre-approved street closures. The mayor had asked if we could put some limitation around what those hours might be. The language essentially says that the road is approved for pre-approved for the closure, but the events and commemorations committee will review the application and basically enact or approve, the time frame. So the one event though that does not have pre-approved street closures, dates or times associated with it is Sunbury Sizzle and Sound. So that one we will bring back to council. Even though it may look and feel like events in the past, because of the size of it, just want to make sure you're fully briefed on what's happening.
Sense.
And that's it.
Okay, anything else for the good of the order before we look to adjourn this meeting? Just won't call out names, just if you have anything, then
I've got something.
yes.
There will be a new business opening up in 14 East Cherry Street, right here on the square. So they'll be there for Christmas on the Square. Go visit.
What is that business?
It's called Amazing Grace.
Okay, and what does Amazing Grace do?
It's a really nice gift store.
Pretty good.
And
Okay,
we'll have all local, a lot of local gifts and handmade items.
very nice. Just in time for Christmas.
That's right.
Very good. Okay. Anything else? Okay, looking for a motion to, we have our next meeting, start regular meeting December the 17th. Same place, same time.
One other thing, Mr. Grimley.
Yeah,
It was the third Wednesday, December, I think it's the 31st, New Year's Eve. I assume we're not having a meeting.
No, I have that on the agenda for the next time to cancel that meeting. So yes, plan accordingly. And your holidays accordingly.
Thanks, sir.
all right, looking for a motion to adjourn.
No motion.
Mr. Ghost, motion,
Also,
second by Ms. Cooper, discussion and a roll call.
Mr. Ghost,
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper,
yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Grimney,
Yes.
Ms. Strayer,